Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final was a lot like Game 1. In Game 1, it was 2-2 after 2 periods, but there's a major difference between Game 1 and Game 2. In Game 1, after 2 periods, the Boston Bruins were in complete control, and they won that game 4-2. In Game 2, the Blues were in charge. If you look at the statistics, it reflects it all. They outshot them 37-20. They outhit them. The Blues kind of showed how they've gotten to the Stanley Cup Final. They showed that they have the same kind of depth that the Bruins have. Robert BORTUZZO, the defenseman, scored a goal. GUNNARSSON scored the overtime game winner. Those are not guys that you count on for goals, but they stepped up and were very important figures in this game too. Going into Game 3, as we move back to St. Louis, there's still some things the Blues have to do in order to beat the Bruins. Number one, Jordan Binnington has to be a little bit better in goal. Like he certainly was the winner in this game, but his goals that he gave up in this game were a little bit soft. I think also the Blues have to stay out of the penalty box. The Boston Bruins power play is just too good. I think they know that. From the Bruins perspective, there's a couple of things they have to do as well. Number one, they have to hit more like they did in the Columbus Blue Jackets series. And they got to play like the Boston Bruins of the 1970s era. And this is the big one. They've got to get more out of their top line. The Bergeron line, we just haven't seen them play as strongly in these first 2 games as we've seen them in previous series of the Stanley Cup playoffs.